Cute as heck and as cartoony as they come. Hi guys, welcome. Scatlink here, and we are off for our newest Let's Play. The indie developed collectathon platformer known as A Hat in Time, developed by Gears for Breakfast. First of all, I want to say thank you for the Discord as well as the modding community for just communication, asking and answering questions, basically planning my true 100% route for this game. That includes all 88 yarn, all of the relics, all of the rift tokens, all of the achievements, which includes the modded achievements, because the modding is integrated directly into the PC version. This game is pretty much a spiritual successor to Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie, even a little bit of Spyro. Classic collectathon goodness and all the trimmings and trammings, with a nice visual art style reminiscent of Zelda Wind Waker. It was pretty much developed in the time where collectathon 3D platformers were pretty much non-existent. I am going to have a blast playing this game for you guys, and it's probably one of my favourite collectathon platformers that I've ever played. And the quality for an indie developed title, especially being 3D, is absolutely insane. And there's our title screen, which, funnily enough, actually foreshadows the characters that we're going to meet, including the ones that are orbiting the planet. And listen to this music. This has got to be one of the best soundtracks ever, because, it's so upbeat, it's got a little bit of orchestral in there, it's full of whimsy. You get, kind of Mario Galaxy vibes, and it kind of fits, and I just love it. By the way, there's a timepiece right there. As I've said, timepieces are going to be our pretty much power stars or shine sprites or moons of this game. We're going to go for 100%, true 100%, as in, because the 100% that's displayed on our files only counts toward the 40 timepieces that we have to grab in the game. There's only 40 timepieces, but they're pretty lengthy compared to Mario Stars. Plus, it also tells us how many yarn balls we have on our file. You should have 38 left over, because there are 88 in the game. 9 mod rift tokens. Well, when it comes to mod tokens, they're basically timepieces that you collected in mods that get added, and your file now shows that. You get 1 star on your file for 100% completion, you get another for getting 30 mod rift tokens on that very file. But you can't copy your file, which is the major problem. But that's really all I have to say on this screen, other than the fact that you've got this little window to the side here that shows off merchandise, both the B-side and the A-side soundtracks. But yeah, what I want to show off right now is I'm going to press home because I'm on big mode, so I can actually show this off without going to another screen. We've got achievements. We're going to get all 28 achievements in the game. There's only one achievement that is not in the PlayStation or Xbox versions, but the PlayStation version supplements that with an actual Platinum trophy, which I will cover. And the achievement in question is this Just Why achievement. We'll get into why that is when we can actually get it. But it's funny, really, because you can easily get it in the PlayStation version if it existed, but it didn't. But yeah, that's a thing. And of course, we also have 3 exclusive mod achievements, which we'll also be getting into. So we are going to be grabbing all the achievements, remember, all 28 achievements, plus the mod exclusive achievements on the PC. And yeah, so not really much else to talk about, really, because I already talked about it during the trailer. Let's just jump on in. And Hat Kid actually screams no if you delete a file, like in Mario 64. That's kind of a nice little touch. So aww, cute as heck, as the game suggests. But she's going to get a rude awakening.
Good morning, and welcome to yet another day of space adventure. You are only 5 light years away from your destination, home. The fuel tank is full and the ship is flying at full speed. Today's to-do list contains waking up, adjusting the engine,
Well, Hat Kid had a rude awakening right there. She just landed on her face, and and you know what I do actually love? I love how the hat just flops on her head in a nice cartoony style. But yeah, we're in Hat Kid's spaceship. We're in her room right now. She's the captain of her own vessel, and it looks pretty odd, but it's basically a flying house. Let's just take a dive. Well, we can't actually dive, but we can see that there's a hidden space right here that we can't actually get into right now. But I think I'll go overview the controls very quickly. B is your context sensitive button. You can check things. A closet. You really only wear one outfit, so there's lots of room for skeletons. What does that mean? What's the secret behind this cute face as she struts away like she doesn't even care? But yeah, let me get over the controls quickly. So B is your context sensitive button. I'm describing the controls of a Switch controller because that's what I'm playing on, even though it will show Xbox 360 stuff because that's how I set it up before Steam had the support. A is jump. Tap it again to double jump. If you press Y, you'll have a camera panned upwards. Right analog stick is to move, left analog stick is to... left analog stick is to move, right analog stick is to control the camera, zoom in and out. Right bumper is to center the camera behind you. Right trigger is to slide if you're moving. If you're not moving, you crouch and you can crawl around if you want to. And you can even do it in midair. If I jump, do it. We can bonk if you hit a wall, or you can slide like normal. You can actually jump out of it if you hit the floor at the right time. I'm trying to do it. There, that way. You saw that little whiff there? That little speed boost I just got right there. If you do it at the right time, you get a bit of a speed boost. Can I do it again? There we go. Haha. And yeah, you can actually do it in midair as well and jump out of it in order to get a bit more range in your jump. But you can also cancel it out whenever you want to, so that's pretty cool. And X is our 2-hit punch, but these little hands aren't going to do a lot. So just keep that in mind. Left bumper is quick hat selection. Just point in the direction you want while holding down the button. You can select your hat. Left and right on the control pad do that as well, but by cycling through the hats, but we can't do that at the moment. Up on the D-pad is to blow a raspberry. Press down for a smooch. And the left trigger is to use our hat's power up, which is pretty much showing where we got to go. That's our hat. So let's try the menu here quickly. We've got our location, we've got money, we've got our yarn total, we've got our timepiece total, and of course we have settings, mods, and all those trimmings and trammings. We get to choose our hat. Basically this is like a more traditional method on equipping your hats, but you can actually view what your hats actually do, which Hat Kid's hat just points you to the required location. If you sit down in chairs, the camera kind of does like this nice pan, the music slows down and fades out a tad, giving you a nice little pan around the room. We're not going to be doing this too often in the game, and I don't really want to be wasting time because this episode is going to be very motor mouth and getting all the tutorials out of the way, as well as grabbing a lot of collectibles, because we got to grab a lot of stuff to prepare for the next episode. But yeah, I want to be sitting down on chairs as well, because it's actually something we can get before we even get into the first level. So here we are at the main bridge, the living room, I guess you could call it. The computer's trying to tell us to go up there. And that rumba's just flipping. Let's give it a whack. If I can. I always seem to have trouble hitting this thing. There we are. He's just flipping around. Ah! That kid's doing the wincing. But, hey, I want to stand on this thing, if possible. There we go. And there we are! We have an achievement already! Yep, just riding a vacuum gets you an achievement. I'm going to have to edit most of them, because as you saw I had most of them, and I can't make another account, because I'll have to buy the game again. Or unless I do Steam Share Library, but then I'll have to have 2 computers available. But I don't. Let's sit on our captain's chair for a moment, because this is actually kind of cool, because we can actually see Hat Kid's ship on the outside at a very close range. So it gives us a nice little pan. There seems to be a little window door in the front windscreen, which seems kind of silly, because the vacuum of space. Who knows? It's cartoony. As I said, Wind Waker-ish looking graphics. So yeah, not really much we can do around our ship for now. We've got some glowing barrels here. Can we do anything with them yet? Nope. We just hurt Hat Kid's hand again. I think we better stop punching stuff. You can knock things away, but you'll still wins. And look at this thing. Looks like a GameCube, but it's not a cube. I mean, you've got discs on the floor. Not the best way to store your games, Hat Kid, just saying. Silly girl. But yeah, if we sit down here, we actually get an achievement. It's not for sitting down to watch or play the TV and whatnot. It's actually because we sat 3 times. If you sit down 3 times, you get an achievement. And that's really all I wanted to do that for. And yes, there are 3 separate chairs. You can do it on the one chair, I believe so. But there are just enough chairs to get that before we actually make progress. But yeah, we can't exactly explore right now. We've got a a vault here. We've got screens, which I'll get into later. Doors are locked. Letters coming out of this slide that we can't climb with an ice panel. Weird. Oh. You walked into me! I was trying to move up here. Because the computer wants us. This is what it woke us up for. 40 out of 40 fuel. That seems good. And as the ship said, we are halfway home. Things are going along great. That made her jump. Well, the game gives us a tutorial to tell us to use our hat. Let's do so. It's coming from over there. It's a dude without a spacesuit knocking on the window. Dude, what are you doing?
What is this? Flying boat? All boats need to pay toll in Mafia Town, even in space. Mafia come in to collect.
How are you even breathing? Oh, that's a bad idea. Stop him, Hat Kid.
How rude!
How rude! I love that. Oh, he's not even done! How do you even do that? So yeah, apparently there's a vacuum when there's actually breathable atmosphere. And that's the worst vault in history. There goes our fuel. Oh dear. The timepieces are loose. And the ship is dead. And she just acts frustrated while she just falls in orbit. Sparkles in on entry, of course. She's going to be really toasty when she lands in a Mafia town. Look at this. Look at this art. Jenna Brown made this art and it looks so good. And before it disappears, I want to make mention of that little red figure in that tower in the corner there. Yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, that artwork, as well as the game graphics itself, just so good, man. So good. I love it. And we're in Mafia town. Hey, that's what you get, buddy. Can we jump on him? I can stand on his head. How do you feel? Anyway, let's continue onwards and see if we can do anything about that piece we saw. Hello! We saw you in the title card because I pointed you out. We've also got like a little poster here. Girl wear red hood is scary. If found, we give octopus to you. I guess they like their fish. But if so, apparently that's like Little Riding Hood or something. I mean, she's got the hood, she's a girl, but if we look at her image there, if I can actually make it solid, it looks like she has a moustache, which is kind of odd. Maybe it's fake. But hey, I'm going to grab every money I see. Those are called pawns. Green pawns give you money, red ones give you health. Let's talk to these guys, see what they're doing, because they don't seem very hostile.
Did fellow Mafia watch TV last night? Confusing science owls say small people can jump double in air. I saw. This makes Mafia uncomfortable with body. Must go work out.
A little witty dialogue teaching how to double jump. By the way, these cockroaches on the floor, if we step on one of them, they actually splat. The attention to detail is amazing. Now, if you think that you could be quite safe just to test out a double jump, wrong. If you jump on them, these NPCs become enemies. You trigger them. But if you leave them for a while and then come back and squish this, yeah, they kind of stop with the aggroing, but they just won't let you talk to them again. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, really. So, the first mission that we got to do pretty much in Mafia Town Act 1 is to follow that girl, apparently, because that's who we bumped into as soon as we started. We were in a dead end, and that's what led us into it. But we've got a way down here, and we've also got this red vault. Normally, I wouldn't go out of my way to do stuff like this, especially on the first episode, but in this case, I want to, because it's going to help us out. We got a red vault code. Every time you touch a vault, it will show you, well, it'll pretty much point you toward where all the vault codes are for you to open up that vault, and they're all quite close to each other, which is what I'm going to do. By the way, kick that. I did not angle that right, but this is Sparta! You can kill these guys in cold blood, and Hacker don't even care. But the reason why I wanted to point that guy out is because you can get an achievement by knocking out 5 sitting Mafia in Mafia Town. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. What do you have to say, good sir?
All roads lead to Mafia. Not good. Big immigration problems. We fixed this by moving to Island. Now no road lead to Mafia.
Well, we're going, we don't need roads. Plus, isn't that going to be kind of bad for business?
Got him!
Got him! Got him! Ha! Got him! I don't know. We got 3 codes? walk into the vault, open it up, we get a bunch of money, and we get our first collectible of the game! Yeah, we're really rolling in. Get it? Because it's a ball yarn! This yarn is looking ready to sprint. It requires 2 yarn a stitch. There are 88 yarn in the game, except for a few exceptions, which comes between console and PC exclusives, which I will get into at the time. Hence the little star on the counter that I've got on the screen with my graphics. Basically, every time you grab a yarn of that particular type, you can make that type of hat. But your overall total needs to be enough in order to make the hat in the first place. We'll get into that more than when we actually grab another yarn. Speaking of which, there's one right up here. But we can't grab it because these blocks are not tangible. They are invisible. They are not solid. But if you know how to use Hack Kid's basic moveset, because I gave a very quick lowdown on the controls. By the way, pause is, pause. We can actually get this early. If we do a double jump at the right time and then lunge, there we go. Get it immediately. And now we can actually make this hat, which the game will automatically pause us for. There we go. But I don't have to actually make it right now. As you see, even though I have 2 sprint yarn, if I grabbed any other yarn ball, I would still be able to make it because we have 2 in total. And the game wants me to do that, but it hasn't locked me in. I can press B, and I can do that later. That's what I want to do, because another hat that we can get in this level will actually be a lot more helpful to us, more so than the sprint hat. So we'll leave that for now, and we'll just drop. I'm not going to sit on that chair for now, because you might be thinking, oh, I want to go explore. This level is entirely open for exploration, but I'm going to be sticking to the main route, or slightly off the main route of the current mission that we're on, so we don't just clean out the entire level in one massive episode. As such, I'm coming down this way, right from where we were, because there's a chest hidden in the shadows in this little corner. It's a relic, another collectible, so I can introduce this really quickly. That's half of a burger. It seems the bottom half of a burger. This unknown relic might match with others. We pretty much need to collect a bunch of relics in order to form an object in order to do something. There are 27 relics in the game, but the first 12 that you grab are relics only. Once you get over 12, they become rift tokens, and they are not exact... Well, there are 27 separate rift tokens in the game, but the rest of the relics become rift tokens as well. Since we're going for 100%, that won't be confusing because I have graphics on screen to explain that. There's some more health there. We can't do anything with that barrel right now, so we're just going to leave all these Mafia to their own devices. Let's come up here, and let's go chill with this guy. I mean, we can actually see, like, a yarn on top of this balloon over there that looks like that Red Riding Hood with the mustache, but it's got the Mafia face. Similar with the poster. But yeah, we're just chilling with this guy, having a little look at that beautiful backdrop. Look at that. That could be a screensaver. Or just, desktop background. But I want to just mention something. This game, as I've already said, is kind of like similar to like Super Mario Sunshine and 64, and I get those vibes, but the creators claim Banjo-Kazooie as well, but I don't really see that. I see that more as Spyro, because, in Spyro you have similar characters with the similar voice acting. Like, all characters that look similar have the same voice. It's the same with this game, all the Mafia sound the same. We just got a brewing yarn right there, so now we have the brewing hat available to be made if we have a total of 4 yarn. So I just need to grab 1 more of any kind of yarn in order to make that hat. Which is why I didn't explain it when it was on screen. I wanted to finish off my thought. Look at that. In COD we trust. Very fishy business these guys are in.
Seagull eat fish, but fish belongs to Mafia. We punch Seagull for not respecting Mafia. Seagull say, no punch, I have child. Mafia punch Seagull with child.
Okay, 1, that's just rude. 2, why would you punch a seagull with a child? And 3, why would a seagull even be talking? Clearly this is not Earth, even though it may be a little bit similar. I mean, I think it's implied in the game somewhere that it's Earth, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Boing. We can actually talk to that guy, but I'm going to ignore him for now, because we pretty much loop back on ourselves. So, yeah, we're just going to continue onwards and... Rude! I'm going to kill you. Or you can be invincible. He's one of the NPCs that you cannot hurt. He made a squeak. And he's abusing his power. What a douche. Also notice that when we've been passing by Mafia while we're following riding mustachioed hood right here. Yeah, Hat Kid seems to blow raspberries even if I do not press up on the control pad. It's kind of cute, but it's like stuff that you're not doing, which can actually interrupt cutscenes. So, mustachioed Riding Hood is over there just chilling. She's got the same moveset that we have, but before I follow her, I'm going to just walk into this balloon and hold forward. Because as you can see, some of these items that we've already been picking up have rainbows on them. That pretty much allows you to see that if you do not have the ability to actually see where the items are, that will pretty much clue you in. Similar to how gems in Spyro kind of shine, as long as they're, like, not in chests. Similar in this game, it's kind of the same case. But I wanted to come over here, because now we have enough yarn to actually make our brewing hat. Let's do so. Brewing hat. Cook up mad concoctions. Press the left trigger to throw an explosive concoction. Well, it says press, but you gotta hold it to charge it. And that's kind of perfect, actually, because now that we have this, and by the way, every time you get a new hat, it's automatically equipped, I want to come back up this way. Because we have a mad crow here, which if we punch... Oh, whoops. Well, that didn't work out well. I'm getting bullied already. Let me just jump on you. Notice that we have that little X above enemies when we're in midair. That allows us to do a Sonic-type homing attack, something I couldn't mention when we were in the ship. But to use this bomb, the hat, we have a stamina bar as well. And not only does it have to be maximum charged, but that little yellow shine has to actually happen in order for us to chuck a bomb. So you can't spam it, but we have a nice mid-range attack that we can use to take out enemies now. And that mad crow, I was about to say, you can actually punch enemies and knock them back, but that's about it. But now that we saved this guy from being bullied by the Mafia, he rewards us with not only a bit of money, and I'm going to grab this health right here, because I kind of need it, because I kind of screwed up there trying to punch that mad crow. He rewards us with a sprint yarn! But now we can't make it, because we're 1 yarn short. Damn it. Well, that's fine, because I want to come back over this way now. Yeah, I know I'm kind of holding off meeting up with, Mustachioed Riding Hood right there. I'm not saying her proper name right now, because we don't actually know her proper name. I'm just grabbing a bit of money here. And, yeah, let's, you want a high five, buddy? Let's go for it. Oh, look, that's so adorable when... Again! Rude! We're playing patty cake and you're actually having a good time, considering you're the one who wanted to instigate it in the first place. And yet then you do that. Rude! Let's blow you up, because that was just not nice. What does this guy have to say? I mean, these guys all are talkative.
Yesterday, Mafia wake up not feeling like punching. See? Even Mafia job is hard.
Know how you feel, mate. Looks like that mustachioed red girl has been graffitiing, crossing off Mafia faces and putting her own face everywhere. But yeah, if I blow this up, I didn't actually mean to do that right now, but yeah, I only get money. This box is kind of special. In the PlayStation version, well, in console versions in general, there is a yarn in that box. It's a sprint yarn when you're playing acts in Mafia Town that are in daylight. But if you're playing in acts that is nighttime, the yarn changes. So it's a sprint yarn during the day, but an ice yarn during nighttime. Don't understand why that happens, and I do not understand why it's a console exclusive, but that's a yarn I am not grabbing, so I'm not going to have 89 yarn, or whatever it is at maximum, but the maximum for the game I'm playing on PC is 88. And dude, you look like you've been touched by the corruption of One Shot. What the hell happened to you?
Hi there, young one. I am from a faraway land. I've seen every corner of the earth. And now I sell tiny pieces of my discoveries. You may call me the badge seller, for I sell and trade badges. I can provide you with strong abilities and upgrades to your hat. If you have money, of course.
Okay, so this is our shop, and we have just enough money to actually buy the first item magnet badge. Automatically check nearby collectibles like money and health. Pretty helpful. Pretty much like the Sparks effect, or draw, or treasure magnet. Hover badge, automatically pull out your umbrella before deadly impact, pretty much negates full damage, but we don't have an umbrella yet, so that probably won't help us at the moment. And we have the mobile badge, which is super expensive, completely useless. It stops characters from talking while you're passing by them. Yeah, it kind of stinks because it's got flies flying around it. But this is what I want to buy, and this will actually get us another achievement, because as you know, when you grab an item, it automatically gets equipped. We've now equipped a badge, so we get an achievement for that. Automatically track nearby collectibles, we already know what this does. It's funny how it's on my hat, but we're holding it at the same time. That's my hat! Well, we can't buy anything else, so we're going to leave you for a minute, buddy. And we're actually going to head down here for a bit, because even though it's a little bit out of the way, there's only, like, what, one collectible down here? So we're going to head down to this cargo ship here. And that dude's getting bullied by 2 Mafia, so let's save him quickly. And we've actually got a lot of health loss at the moment, so we've got to be quick about this. Home attack you. By the way, don't spam the homing attack on enemies. You want to change up your attacks, because if you just use only the homing attack, enemies will get triggered and start glowing red, and you may not be able to hit them. That dude pretty much paid us with a lot of money. By the way, massive giant wad of meat here. What's up with that? But anyway, we want to climb up on these cargo containers. Bounce on here, or we could just do the jump ourselves. And yet another sprint yarn, and now we can actually make that hat, which is super awesome. And I think that's all the hats that we can get at this stage in the game.
1, 2, presto!
Presto! Love it. Sprint hat is looking ready to sprint. Hold the left trigger to sprint. Pretty much what it says on the tin, it's pretty much our bunny hood / Pegasus shoes. Hold the button to get ready for a sprint. You don't really have to, as long as you tap it, you go into a sprint. You've still got quite tight controls, but you can't do a double jump anymore. Instead you do a long jump. So I'm just going to quick switch back to my brewing hat by pressing the control pad, because you can do that. And we can either bounce on the balloons or we can climb up this ladder, so that's pretty cool. We haven't shown that action off yet. Going to ignore these enemies for now. I just want to blow up this box because that will give me some money. There we go. Don't need to kill enemies because most of the time they're only going to give us 1 money pawn or 1 health pawn if we're low on health. But I want to come up this way because if we come over here and get off the zip line, or I can keep on bouncing and get height, that's a thing. We can pop this open, and as you can see, we don't get the rainbow when it's in a chest, so keep on the lookout for that. But yeah, another brewing yarn. We pretty much want to be building up our yarn now, since we've made all the hats we can. And look at that room. That's actually kind of cool how they built the inside of the room, but it's actually kind of some editing trickery, because it's not actually a room in there. If you take the camera behind the window, it's kind of nothing there. It's kind of like weird editing trickery that they kind of developed themselves, and it's kind of a nice effect, and it saves on rendering power. But I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do so far. Let's actually continue on with the story of the mission, or the story of the game in general. That dude's rolling on meat. And she got away.
Hey you! Down there! Don't think I didn't see you stalking me! Us kids should stick together, not stalk one another. I mean, Mafia Town can be a really dangerous place. So what'd you say? Wanna join my little rebellion? Oh, by the way, did you have anything to do with the junk falling from the sky? Yeah? Yikes! Looks like you've got a lot of cleaning up to do, huh? Tell you what, come up here and I can show you where some of your junk landed.
Challenge accepted, madam. And can I say, I'm pretty sure her voice is like overly British, like super overly British, but it is so dripping full of sass. I absolutely love it, and it gives me early PlayStation 1 vibes of voice acting. I absolutely adore it. Probably one of my favourite voice actors in the game alongside Hat Kid, even though she's just got, you know, the standard clips that you get in a Mario game, but still, awesome. And the game is super cute. So, pressing that button pretty much lowered what the crane was holding a platform for, so we can actually get up here.
Follow me, Rebel Squad.
To meet her up here, so we just immediately jump down again. But we can cross these beams if we need to. But, on the route here, there was actually 2 collectibles we can get. I'm going to just walk back so I can trigger her to move forward. So I can grab a couple of these. So we just saw where these are, and we've already pretty much grabbed, like, the yarn that we already know. So I'm just going to bring up something about me planning this Let's Play in general. Now, here's the thing. I've played this game, like, 3 times and clocked over, like, 70 hours in Steam. It's that crazy. The first time I played it, I clocked about 30 hours, and the rest of the times were practice for this Let's Play. When I first beat the game, I wanted to Let's Play this game. And not only that, but, like, the first playthrough that I did was just playing through the game normally. The second was going for 100% while making notes. And then the third was perfecting the route for this very Let's Play. I've done a lot of preparation, and that's why I said I wanted to thank the Discord and the community for, you know, just helping out, because I asked a lot of questions and I got clarifications on stuff. But yeah.
Hey, I think one of your junk pieces fell and smashed right into the market's fountain. Messed it up real good. When going over there, just avoid making eye contact with the Mafia and you'll be fine. Good luck, fellow Rebel. See ya!
Thanks, Rebel Squad. And if we catch up with her, she'll actually teach us how to do a double jump, slide dash, and jump out, as you just saw right there. Basically this. Yeah. And we're pretty much at the end of the mission. Yeah. If I'm gonna go finish off, I'll just have to go to that guy who's now holding it. And these Mafia aren't attacking us, they're just going about their business. But before we finish off the mission, we got a few more collectibles around this very area. For one, there's just a sprint yarn hiding in between these boxes. Don't know how you're going to miss it considering the rainbow circles right there, but there you go. I don't think I have to keep explaining the yarn every time I grab it, because I have graphics appearing on screen for a short time, so you can pause that. Blow these up with the brewing hat, and we get another sprint yarn already. Both right next to this blue vault, which we're just going to sort out right now. So, let's go do that quickly. Let's touch that, and let's see where they go. Alright, so it's all going around the place. That's fine. So if we jump on here, we can actually keep on bouncing. But before I go do any of that, I want to come down this way, and I did not mean to land in the water. That's going to kind of mess me up a tad here. That's fine. I can go off route just a tad. Because if we come over here, we have a new item. Well, I say a new item, more like a little challenge, I guess. This is a pond cluster. Break it, and money ponds pretty much appear in a line that you have to grab. Think of the notes in Super Mario Galaxy. Grab them all, and, well, that nothing much happens in generally speaking, but in this case, it made this broken stairway rise up, allowing us access to another brewing yarn. As I said, most times, these pond clusters don't do anything, only a handful of them do, and I'll be doing all of those. But every time I bomb into a pond cluster that doesn't actually do anything, I'll try to grab it just for the extra money, because we're gonna need the money. Yeah, there's a little market down here, below the waterfall fountain plaza, but there's nothing that we can actually do there right now, so I'm going to ignore that for now. And I wanted to actually come down here and blow this box up. That kind of cancelled out my bomb, but yeah. Little crawl space here behind this block, arrows were pointing into it, to a little hidden grotto with another relic with a train set? Don't understand what that's about. And I think that the item that you get is always in order, since there's 27 relics and the first 12 only count, so I think you always get them in a set order. These are just the ones I always grab in order. But yeah, crawl out of there, go back out, and I couldn't jump there because I must have hit myself on that basket there. Can't exactly get up, so I'm going to have to go around this way. I mean, there are other ways of climbing, of course, but doing this was the best way. But the thing is, if you fail that pond cluster, you're going to have to reset the level, excuse me, in order to regenerate it. And as I said on zip lines, keep on jumping to gain extra height. And yeah, we're actually back at the beginning of the level. We could have just skipped all of that kerfuffle and just come straight to the end if we really wanted to. Oh, that was a bonk, but I made it still, so I'm happy about that. Right, so let's grab this. That's the first of our 3 blue vault tokens. Or tickets. I guess you can call them tokens. Can I get up here? Nope, I failed. That's fine, that's fine. Because we've got to go around anyway, because it's on the opposite end. So let's climb up on this meat here. Some of these floating hooks around the place that we can't interact with, but there is a token right here that we can grab. So we had to come over here anyway. The badge seller is actually over there on that tower, but I'm going to leave him for now, mainly because, no, I actually do have enough ponds for the full badge, but we don't have an umbrella yet, so we'll leave that for later. We got all them. So let's come back this way, because there is actually one more thing we need to grab up here, and if we come over this way, opposite that broken tower where that badge seller is, you can see him bugging out over there alongside a Mafia sitting down. Surrounded by mad crows is a chest with yet another relic. It's the train to go with that train set we just found. Perfect. They'll definitely match. So with that, let's head back to the blue vault, and yeah, we're pretty much done with all of our collectibles for this episode. I told you that I was going to grab all of them that were en route or just slightly off the beaten path for said route, but you can pretty much have full reign on this entire level except for a couple of areas. So feel free to explore and play in your own pace, because that's what I did my first time through. But yeah, yep, I have 7 yarn. I've used 6 yarn. That's 13 in total. Got my achievements, got my badges, got my hats. Yeah, that's it for this episode, effectively. Let's go finish it off by claiming our first of 40 timepieces and challenging this Mafia.
Huh?
Hey!
Oh?
I'll take you.
That face. That was a boss. But yeah, well, now we have an umbrella. We have a 3-hit combo with a decent range. It can now hurt enemies. We now have a close range attack that actually does something. And that badge will now be useful. And she pulls the... Oh, so adorable. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. I know it was kind of long, but I managed to fit it in a very decent amount of time without any cuts. I'm feeling pretty chuffed about myself. So in the next episode, guys, we're going to take it a little bit slower for the next episode. And while Hat Kid plays with the dolls before grabbing the timepiece, in the next episode, we're going to be messing about with a few mods. And continuing on with the story by restoring our ship with our first piece of fuel. See you guys then.